TrekkingIsTrekking.com.
All kinds of questions, and I just wanted to bring up to you, Sonny, this new book that Michael Jordan is coming out with, right? This is just fascinating. He writes that he was, the NBA star was racist as a teen, saying Jordan remembers a girl calling him the N-word. He threw a soda at her and said, quote, "I was really rebelling. I considered myself a racist at the time. Basically, I was against all white people." Now Jordan's also obviously, he is the only NBA owner of color. Went after Sterling for remarks he made. Interesting that he would go after Sterling for those remarks when he's admitting that, obviously it was a long time ago, he was a teenager, but he felt the same way from the other side.
Well, I think it's remarkable because that's wrong too, right? I mean, any bigotry, any racism, no matter who is sort of spewing it, is wrong. But I think that goes to the larger question, are these NBA owners really going to vote to oust Donald Sterling when everyone seemingly has a skeleton in their closet? Because if Donald Sterling decides to sue, I can anticipate litigation and depositions of Michael Jordan and asking him the same question that you just asked me. What about this statement?
Context is everything. This guy lived in a small town, a small racist town, where he was one of the few African Americans where the Ku Klux Klan ran the town. Michael Jordan. And if you look at it, he mentions it. I wish I could tell the whole context in a book about basketball. I lived in I went to high school in a very similar town where the Klan would pass out literature on the corner of my high school. We wouldn't have school-sponsored proms because they didn't want race mixing.
Excuse you being
That's
a
different.
racist?
No, but I'm not a racist. Michael Jordan isn't calling people honkies or calling people outside of their names.
He calls himself a racist.
Saying, and he's saying, as an adult, I know better. As a child, I had these feelings.
No, there is
That's
a difference.
quite a different thing.
That's
The context is everything.
And I think, again, what Donna's trying to say is, I mean, again, I came from a different situation. I grew up in a town that was all white for the most part.
In
except
Los Angeles,
for
right? Or near,
a place called Thousand Oaks, California. But at the time, it was my brother, my sister, and I. I mean, we were basically it. But we came out of that experience. And our parents taught us to love everyone, to respect everyone. Michael Jordan had a different experience, but it is about context. And I think Michael Jordan was at a place, and he came to a place. Sterling was at a place and seemed to stay at that same place. That's
actually get worse.
That's true.
Actually,
That's
but again, it raises the point of, yes, everything you're saying is true, but how many other people, not just of that generation, but how many other incredibly wealthy owners of sports teams might have similar points of view or points of view about other groups of
maybe
people?
had those conversations with Donald Sterling. Maybe he knows things. Maybe he knows where the bodies are buried.
And he brings all that out.
Yeah, and I think that's
or
an
you say
important
if that's
facet.
morally offensive, then is it morally offensive to use a hateful word against someone who's homosexual? And if so, does that team owner have to sell it?
No, and I think everyone at a certain, let's just be honest, everyone in their life has probably used a term about somebody that they have regretted. Everyone has.
TrekkingIsTrekking.com.